Anything in particular? Okay. All right, you guys. Okay, I'm just gonna get everybody muted. Thank you for showing up. Oops, I don't know what I just did there. There you are. Okay. All right. Welcome to a new moon solar eclipse practice. I know I was talking to Dawn earlier today, and she was mentioning that she got to see like a YouTube clip of like what it looked like in like Argentina, because it wasn't visible obviously at 8:15 this morning when we experienced it. But maybe you felt kind of something in the energy, or maybe you didn't, you know. But again, this solar eclipse and new moon cycle is occurring again to help us release, right? Old stuff, old beliefs, old patterns, old stuff that keeps us kind of bound, right? Heavy, locked, feeling disempowered, feeling like a unclear vision. And if you think about what's happening in our times, right? We need a really clear vision. We need everyone kind of focused on the future and the new and sustainability and truth and equality and benevolence for all. So this is a powerful time really to do our part and you know, get rid of this stuff, right, that keeps us from being able to be part of that global change. So today we're going to work on, again, more of that releasing of the old. So we're going to do some kriyas, which are just like energetic practices to help us kind of move out the old and to awaken into that new creativity. So we're going to use that lunar energy, which is full of intention, because the new moon is a time where you'll set intention. So it's a good time to start like a 28-day practice or something that you want to follow through with. So I was sharing in my post that I wrote that I'm working on really managing my time better. So I'm really writing down like what I'm spending my time doing and how long I'm spending and if I'm enjoying it or not, to make sure that I can kind of get out of some of my patterns of time wasting or mismanaging. And so that's one thing I'm working on. So I don't know what you guys are going to work on, but this is a great time to choose something that you want to do that will help you uncover more of your truth, right? And uncover more of what you need to break free of anything that's holding you back. So welcome. I'm going to use Moon Magic today. So spray yourself with something that allows you to either release is a good one to use, but anything just allows you to, again, come into this moment of whatever it is that you're going to bring forth in the practice today. So take a moment to close your eyes and tune inward. And so closing your eyes, softening your gaze, really allowing yourself to be present. So immersing yourself in what is present for you, whether that be anything in your mind, your heart, your body, feeling curious. And that's kind of the balancing energy of this time, is that Gemini curiosity, adaptability, being able to roll with changes, the new, fresh thinking, that innocence. And so maybe today you're mindful of something that you notice that is from the past that's coming with you that you want to start to relinquish, or maybe you're not sure, and maybe it's just it can be an intention to reveal that, right? So take a moment or two just to quietly connect to some type of intention for our practice, for this ritual of releasing. And then rub your hands together, create prana, wake up the hands. And as you feel that buzzing between your hands, draw your hands together, thumbs at your heart notch, bow your head towards your heart. Form your intention. And I'll just kind of send out this intention that may we all free ourselves of anything that is not worthy of our potential, of our vastness, our infinite capacity. So may this practice help us discharge, release, relinquish, right? Energy that no longer serves us. And may it allow us to cultivate a curiosity space to free us, to expand us, to light our way forward. Deep breath in. Hold at the top of your inhale, let your arms rise, maybe look up, turn your palms to face out and spread that intention out into the area that surrounds your mat and space. And then deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, we're gonna do a energetic practice that's known for like karma releasing. So you're gonna cup your hands like you're holding water. This is one of my favorite ones I've been working with. And so I like to imagine it like I'm tossing like old water out of my way and up and behind me. So this is the movement we're gonna do. You can go slow, it doesn't have to be fast. I'm gonna do it pretty rhythmically. You're gonna breathe if you can, either in through your nose, out through your mouth, and that's if you're gonna go slow. If you're gonna go a little faster with me, you're gonna go through an O mouth, okay? So okay, we're gonna go for 3 minutes. So it's a little bit of a practice. So pace yourself, and you take a break, you take a break. Before we start, center yourself, stay aware and present, and make that intention to, we're gonna toss out, we're gonna toss away anything that is not worthy of our potential, okay? So I got the clock going, ready, go. Remember, you can be breathing slow in through your nose, out through your mouth. You can slow it down if you need to, it's totally fine. If you can close your eyes, just kind of center that awareness with your experience of feeling these arms move. Imagine that water that you're kind of clarifying your whole energy field with. You're disrupting patterns, kind of ways in which we've kind of become an autopilot or numb or in a trance to some of these things, and we just go, I see you, and I can break the trance. Your mouth might get dry, just take a breather, just close your mouth just briefly, and then go right back in. Try to stay aware if you can, try to stay really present. Everything that pops up, use it. Use it for the practice. Include it in your experience. You've got 1 minute to go. You can do this. Imagine that steadiness of your spine, just kind of keeping you in a place of witness, place of presence. "30 seconds. Home stretch. Breathe in, hold your arms up. Feel a lift of your energy from the root of your body up toward the crown of your body. Feel a little lift of your pelvic floor and navel. And then slow exhale. And just take a moment and feel the energy swirling around you. Like really fine tune that subtle awareness to notice like where warmth is in your body or what you might notice in your awareness. To me, it just feels like it completely disrupts my state of being where I can go, something new might be there. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay, slowly make your way off of your seat onto your hands and knees. And so we're going to exhale as we round to a cat back, tucked under your toes. And as we inhale, you can kind of slowly snake your hips down and your chest up. So this can be really slow, and it can be very kind of more sensual. And again, it can be something like a cow posture if this bothers your back. So an exhale, linger, press the hands forward, cat your back. And then an inhale, kind of snaking your way up, head last. Now I can be my knees down. Exhaling, and then inhaling. I'm just gonna wake up energy along the spine. So kind of feeling that rolling of your spine. You're going at whatever pace feels good. So it can be slower than me or quicker. Just imagine this rippling of your spine. And now we're going to turn it to the side. So I'm going to start to move my hips to the right, hips to the left. So I'm making a big circle. And I might just kind of slither a little bit where I start to feel like a little stretch in my shoulders and my hips as I go a little slower towards certain areas. And we're going to go a couple times in this direction and switch the direction. So if you have tender knees, just pad the mat with a blanket or something. And then we'll switch directions. So slide the hips and the shoulders to the left, slide to the right. And again, if you really slide the hips and the shoulders kind of laterally, you'll notice there'll be little areas of kind of maybe space that you feel that might invite some new sensation. We'll do one more. And then slide on back to rest. And then go ahead and rest your forehead on the mat. Turn your palms to face one another. And as your elbows reach forward, the thumbs will reach back towards the nape of your neck. And then just take some deep breaths. Let your forehead rest. And then we're going to let the hands come forward, almost like a bowing. And then we're going to slowly come back up, hands to the heart. So I want you guys, this is another kriya, as they call it in Kundalini Yoga. And again, this is an energetic practice, kind of like an intention here with this one to bow, right? So I want you to imagine kind of bowing to the wisdom, because some of the wisdom of the South Node, which is where this eclipse happened, is that we take wisdom from our past, but we don't carry all of it forward, right? Just what is helpful and necessary. So imagine this bowing towards wisdom of our past experiences, those teachers that come through people and experiences that help us grow and help us change, that wake us up. So we're just kind of bowing to those things, thanking them as we release. So you're just kind of sliding your hands out. And again, you can go do that any way you want if you need to pad your knees. And so if you just need to bow like this because it's bothersome to go forward, then please just take care of your body. It's more the gesture and the energy you put behind it. So just breathing, moving at your own pace, finding again something, some type of reverence, acknowledgement, respect, gratitude for the things in our lives that show up to help us move forward. Just a few more. Feeling that spine ripple. Now the next time as you take your hands forward, tuck your toes and then walk your hands kind of halfway back where they're kind of forward. You can bend your knees if you need to and just sway the hips side to side a bit. And you can bend and straighten your knees if you want. And then hands walk closer and bend those knees and roll up slowly, one vertebra at a time. Then just bring your hands to your heart, bow in towards your heart. And then on the inhale, look up, stretch up, maybe a little reach back. And then an exhale to forward fold. And I'm kind of like tracing, rounding. Come into a little squat, inhale. Lift the heart and chest, and then exhale, fold. Then you're going to walk the hands out to downward facing dog. And then we're going to kind of do that same rippling, that rolling into that knee, kind of upward facing dog. That's going to be your inhale. And on your exhale, child's pose. You're going to step that right leg wide and out to your right. And we're going to do those same circles that we did on our hands and knees, but in a low lunge. So you might want blocks. And it's not, again, so important that you get the leg completely straight or anything like that. Just make those circles. And then go both directions. Just feeling some space in your hips and your hamstrings. And then just pause somewhere that feels good. So maybe you have to readjust your feet. Make sure the toe and the heel are down. Then take your left forearm to the mat and reach your right arm over to the left. So I'm kind of reaching into a side stretch. And I'm going to let my head drop. So my right foot can be flat, or I can let the right thigh roll open. It's totally up to you. And then I want you to take 5 deep breaths here. And if there needs to be a little bit of movement here or kind of lateral sway, invite that in today. Whatever keeps you kind of present and curious about the sensations going on in your body, the experience of being in this shape and in this moment in time. So nice deep breath in, a nice deep breath out. Then go ahead and climb your hands up. Then we're going to take a quarter turn to turn to the left, so we're in a wide angle forward fold. And for a moment, I'm just going to have you sway like this. So grab onto your elbows and sway. And I just turn to face you to show you. I'm going to turn back around so I don't confuse you with where we're going. So shaking the head out. Letting ourselves sway. And then going over to the left, and we're going to take a side stretch. So grab onto that left outer shin, outer thigh, and then just allow yourself to curl over to the left. So maybe both hands come in, or maybe you have one hand down. That side stretch. Make sure that right hip stays strong. And then continue turning to the left so that you come into a warrior 2. So your left foot is your front leg, your right leg is your back leg. And then we're going to cartwheel the arms up and around. So I'm going to show you this from the back. I'll turn around for a moment. I want you to kind of imagine this is like you're kind of taking off and kind of sloughing off and then pressing it out in a way. So we kind of like roll it up, kind of whatever allows you to kind of feel like you're unraveling. So I'm just kind of making it up, right? I can even do this if that kind of helps you feel like you're, I want you to kind of do some kind of creative movement that kind of lets you kind of get off any heaviness, okay? So I'm going to face you now just to kind of see. So again, it might be side to side. It might be kind of a up and away, kind of any way you want to move, right? That just kind of lets you get all stiffness out, anything that feels like it's holding. It can look any certain way. Breathe a lot. I'm going to turn back around so that I stay on the right leg, because gosh knows I'll start to forget where we are. And then come into a reverse warrior with a neck release. So I'm going to put my right hand at my hip, and I'm going to release the left arm all the way down. Broadening across the heart and chest and dropping into that front leg. I could even lift the front heel to drop me in a little further. Nice deep breath as I breathe down that left neckline. Breathe in, breathe out. Then with that right arm, I'm going to lift up and all the way down to frame my front foot. And I'm going to set up for a warrior 1 here. So as I'm low, I'm just going to stay low for a moment to get my legs strong. Bow for a moment. Then again, rooting through my tailbone, pulling my navel back, I'm going to roll all the way up. So you might want to strap for this one. If you don't have one, it's totally fine. Use your clothing, or don't worry. We're going to take the right arm up, bend at the elbow, and grab onto it with that internally rotated left arm. So I've got my right elbow up, bicep towards ear, left elbow down. And I'm going to lift up for a moment and pull those elbows apart. Feel my core. Then as I round, I'm going to release. And I can rest my left shoulder on my left thigh and let my head go. Or I can hover it inside, whatever feels good. I can even just come forward a bit if it doesn't feel good to go any lower. And just like we did before, can you just kind of move if you need to? Feel that strength of your legs, but bow, relax the head. Feel those elbows stretch apart. And so you're just going to release the strap and release the arms so that you come all the way down. And we're going to plant the right knee down, and we'll take that right arm up and maybe a little reach back. And then it's a prayer twist to your left. So prayer twist, and I'm going to say look down or let your head go. You can untuck your right toes and let your hips release forward as you kind of turn and lift your chest up, but neck releasing down or eyes closed, whatever kind of challenges you to be inward, but also to kind of face that wobbliness as we do that. And I'm going to breathe in, breathe out. Nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, both hands come down to the floor. And I'm going to step back to downward facing dog. Continuing the twist on that left side, my right, I can step a little closer if I need. The right hand grabs the outer left leg anywhere that you can grab it. Bend that right elbow and turn and twist to the left. Let your head go. Really drop into the letting the head feel heavy. We'll do more inversions today, just to kind of continue to kind of reset, kind of shift our perspective. So let that jaw feel heavy, upper palate. And then when you're ready, come forward to plank. Then roll your way forward to that, again, bent knee upward dog. And then slowly making your way up to plank. You can drop your knees if you need to, lower all the way down to your belly for Sphinx pose. So slide those arms forward. Now have shoulders and elbows. Okay, pull the heel of the hands back, lift your chest. So neck stays long. Kind of feel that plugging into your legs, pressing pubic bone down so that I can feel the core lift. Then we're going to roll up. So I'm going to drop the head, lift the upper back, lift the belly and the hip points. I could stay here, or I could lift up to knees, or I could even lift up top of feet. And I'm going to drop down and roll down. I'm going to do this 2 more times. So nice and slow. You're going to activate your low belly and core. Really sync your breath with this. So you can kind of activate that core energy, but also let energy pass through with your breath. Now on this last one, Sphinx pose, and then coming into a knee forearm plank. So tuck your toes and keep your knees down for a moment. Make sure that your shoulders aren't too wide or too narrow so that it's just right. If I reach my thumbs up, I can touch my armpits. Now some of you might want to clasp. Lift your kneecaps and walk your feet forward to dolphin. So I can bend the knees if I need a little bit more support from my low back or hamstrings if they feel tight. Now from your armpits, reach into your elbows, and from your elbows, reach into your wrists. Let your head drop. Nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. We'll take 5 more breaths, and of course, anytime that you need a breather, you just take it. Strong through those shoulders as you widen the scapula and press from armpits to elbows. Then when you're ready, go ahead and drop your knees down. Sit back to child's pose and flip your palms to face up and just kind of let your palms rest at the lumbar. Breathe in and breathe out. And then slowly rolling up, we'll release the arms up. And then one more time, we'll bow. And just stay here for a moment. Let the head drop. Visualize red at your sacrum, orange at your hips, yellow at your navel, green at your heart, blue at your throat, purple at your third eye, and white at your crown. And then slowly coming up, tuck your toes under, and then again, you're gonna walk your hands back, kind of more like halfway to a forward fold, so that you get that lengthening, almost like a really short down dog. And then walk your hands all the way back. And then bend those knees and roll nice and slow. And then just keep the head down, bow towards your heart. And then inhale, the arms lift up, and kind of that gaze comes up. I reach up and down, and then I follow the hands, bowing the head, rounding upper back, come all the way down. Then I'm going to tuck and curl, inhale. And then I'm going to exhale to downward facing dog, walking the hands forward. Then again, this is that serpentine roll. So lift the heels, kind of roll your body. The knees will set down eventually, and we'll go to an upward facing dog. Nice and slow, and then exhale back. And then I'm going to slowly set that left leg out and wide. Again, you can have blocks under your hands or pad your knee. This is where we go to those circles. Nice and slow. And again, it can look any way you want. So it can be very small. Maybe the hips just tilt. Go the other direction. Kind of noticing the difference between this side and your first. Notice where maybe you feel more or less in your hamstring or your hip. Find a place to land. You might need a block for this. Take your right forearm down if you're able or onto a block, and then reach your left arm over to the right. Head drops. And if my left leg wants to roll outward, it can. Nice deep breaths. And again, feel free to move. If moving or rocking feels very soothing, then please do that. Just let the head go. Okay, one more breath, and then slowly bring your hands back in, tuck your toes, and we're going to come and turn towards a wide leg forward fold. And again, grab your elbow creases and sway, kind of rocking. Side to side. I'm going to turn back so that I'm not confusing myself and you. And then we'll take a side stretch to your right. So again, tense your kind of upper back a bit. Use your arms to pull a little closer without losing the engagement of your left leg. Let the head drape. Open into that left side of your body, that left flank. Really letting the crown of the head get heavy. And then turning towards your right leg so that you have a warrior two. We'll windmill up and around. And then again, this is that like sloughing off. So again, it can be like lifting and pressing away. It can even be like binding your hands up and then pressing. I mean, your creative flow. So it's whatever you want to do. It can be a little bit of everything. Just move your body in creative, unusual ways that kind of help you snap out of anything trance-like or predictable, or that's always where those opportunities are, right? And those things that we do over and over again that we kind of forget to be aware and awake. So anything else you want to do that feels good. But then when you're ready, a reverse warrior with a neck release. So I'm going to put my hand at my left hip and I'm going to push hip in a hand, then release the right arm down and forward. So I can stretch out across the chest and upper back. Breathe into that whole right side of my neck. Drop into that right leg. Feel your strong legs underneath you. And then take that left arm and bring it up and around. And then we're in a warrior one. So I'll take my time to set it up. I'll stay low first. Remember, we've been working on our right hip back and our strength of our back leg. So take your time. And of course, I did bring my strap with me. So we'll get our strap when we're ready and come all the way up, rolling up. So the left hand will be your top hand up. And so you're going to bend the elbows so the bicep comes close to your ear. Internally rotate the right arm, walk it up your strap, or just grab clothing. And friends, you could just do one arm with the tricep stretch if you didn't have access to a strap. Should have said that the first side, so sorry about that. Now lengthen and feel that lift from your left inner heel up through your left elbow. And then again, I'm going to use my core to bow and round. And I'm going to rest my right shoulder on my right thigh. But firm up that left leg so that you're not overbearing in your right leg. Let the head go, feel those shoulders stretch apart. Breathe into your upper back. What new spaces can you create in the upper back and the rear shoulders here? So you don't have to have a strap at all like I'm showing. You can just let your hands lay at the low back. Now release your arms nice and slowly. Drop down to your left knee and lift that left arm up. So take a big stretch here in that left side waist. And then hook and twist. So again, I want to press into the palms and turn my belly, not my belly, and let that arm spin upward. And then you can either look down or let your head relax. So that you're going to have to really rely on your core. So it's like closing the eyes so that maybe we can't see exactly what's next, but we feel it. We feel what will hold us up. We feel that inner strength and resilience within us. Okay, nice deep breath in. Nice deep breath out. And then when you're ready, the hands are going to come down. And we're going to step back to downward facing dog. So we're going to continue to twist. So we'll take the left hand and grab onto the outer right thigh anywhere along that we can. You can bend the elbow, hollow that right armpit, turn and twist. Move that right hip back. And then both hands come forward. We'll lift the heels. And again, we'll serpentine roll. Knees come down. You lift the chest. And then we'll slide back. Nice and slow. And then we'll come forward, plank pose. Nice and slowly down to your belly. So forearms come down. Again, really careful, friends, that it's elbows, shoulders, elbows, shoulders. Really protect those shoulders. And if it's better for you to clasp or palms together, please do that. Pull elbows back, lift chest. And on the exhale, inflate your upper back, pull your belly muscles towards the back of the body. Remember, you can lift up to knees or you can lift up with knees lifted. We'll lower down, exhale. Really cultivate that really deep core awareness here. Coming up nice and slow. Deep breath in. Exhale. And then again, reforming the clasp. Tuck your toes under. Come to a knee forearm plank. Check out your shoulders. So if you need to do a little test, make sure the thumbs touch the base of your armpits. Come into forearm plank. Walk your feet forward. And again, you can bend your knees. And if this is too much, come to your knees and just do your kind of dolphin pose on the knees. So if you have anything going on in your shoulders where this does not feel good to be weight bearing, take some load off. Let your head drop. Can you firm from the armpits to your elbows, from your elbows to your wrists? Can you press away from the earth and bring your hips back? And the knees come down. We go back to that bowing sensation or just kind of that humble bow. And then slowly bring it up. Hands meet at the heart. And then exhale, come to downward facing dog. Again, walking the hands nice and slowly back. This time, bend the left knee and pull the right arm back, or right arm up for a twist. So right hip goes back. You can let the head go or turn and look down. Release it, switch. Bend right knee, straighten left. Tap that left hip back and pull that left arm up. Head goes down. And then both hands come down. We'll bend the knees and we'll roll up nice and slow. Keep the head bowed to the heart. Palms come in. And on the inhale, we'll lift up. And then on the exhale, follow your gaze towards your hands all the way down. And then tuck and curl. Stay here so that you're in squat pose. If you need to put something underneath your heels or go higher because of tender knees, please do that. Inhale the hands here. Exhale, twist to the right. Keep your knees in line. And then turn and twist. So you're welcome to do like a little half bind here if you want and straighten the left arm. 3, 2. And then slowly coming up, widen your feet and bow towards Malasana. So my feet turn open a bit, my heels are together, and I'm just bowing. So I'm rounding the upper back, descending through the heels. Again, if this is bothering your knees, come higher, and you can just kind of rest your head on your forehead. So you can just take the whole pose higher. Okay, if you need a little breather, straighten your legs forward, fold. If you don't, go back into your squat, and we're going to turn and twist to your left. So again, we could extend the right arm, interlace the back of the left hand on the small of the back, like a half bind. For 3, for 2. Slowly come up, widen your knees, turn the toes out. And again, if you want to take the hands back, palms up, you can. Try to drop your head towards the floor. And if not, if you want to have the hands forward, you can, just like we had before. Really doesn't matter, just finding a position. And then as you're ready, bring those knees forward and down. And then snake your way forward to that upward facing dog. And then up and back, downward facing dog. I'm just pausing here. Just taking a time out, feel and sense, just holding down dog. Now we're going to take that right leg and we're going to lift it up. We're going to bend the knee, turn the thigh out, and roll the hip. So a scorpion down dog. If you'd like to tense your right palm, you can to work your balance. If you want to flatten the right palm and with the left hand, grab that right inner foot, you can do that. Work on balance. It's not working for me today, but sometimes you can just move the left hand back a bit. And then as you're ready, step that right leg wide and out. Right? Drop to that left knee, lift your chest up. And then just exhale, come on back, round and straighten your right leg. Bend your right knee, drop the hips, come forward and up. Straighten your left leg, or your right leg, excuse me. Come one more time through that. And one more time, come back. And then come up to your fingertips and open up that right arm for a twist with your right leg straight. So the left hand can be on a block, either straight down underneath you, or even you can reach that block over to the right if you want. Right hip back, our arms are open. Feel free to take that, again, that half bind if you prefer for the shoulders. Nice deep breath, and then as you're ready, we'll take that right knee, we'll bend it, and we'll take that quarter turn to your left. Now I'm going to face you for this one, because we're going to go towards the left. We're going to tent that left palm, and then we're going to grab onto that left leg with the right thigh. I cat my back, and I turn and twist. So now I'm twisting. So again, left hand down, tented palm, I round upper back. And as I grab onto the left outer leg, anywhere I can, I twist from that rounded upper back. So that's what we're doing here. Breathe in, breathe out. Couple more. Really breathe into that upper thoracic, back of neck, shoulders. And then release it. Turn towards your left leg, and then we'll find that warrior two. Okay, so this time we're gonna bring the hands to touch, and we're gonna pull back that arrow, straightening the left leg, and then we come forward with palms up, and we kind of like we're tossing out, right, our intentions. We come back, we bend the right knee, straighten the left, and my knee and foot go in the same direction, and then we turn, palms face up. I'm going to show you this from the side profile. So I pull the arms back, remember that archer pose we've been doing, and then I turn and bow. Keep going, you have a few more. And then hold forward. Just let your head go. Stretch from your shoulders through your palms. And then pull the elbows back, lift your heart, shoulders down. Nice deep breath in. And then curl it down, fold. And then from here, we're just going to step that right knee behind the left. And you can kind of come to a curtsy squat. So my knees are met. I can take right arm down and left arm up, or I can hook and twist. So I can be really high. Some of you, if you want to go really low, you can squeeze your legs together and twist here. It's a really low squat, but if you have tender knees, just stay high. Kind of don't overdo the knee thing. I know several of you have the knee things going on. So one more deep breath. And hands come together. The feet just kind of stay crossed and we fold. And you can walk towards the left if you prefer. So you can bend your front knee if you need to. Try to keep the back leg straight. So you can play around with how far apart your legs are too. And then as you're ready, step that right leg back to lunge. Left leg back, you're in a plank, all the way down to your belly. Bring the forearms forward. Come on to Sphinx. And on the exhale, roll up to your knees. Tuck your toes under and lift up into a forearm plank. Just a few times to twist, like you're aiming the hip towards the floor. Keep your shoulders lifted. Just doing this like 3 times on each side. Come to the center and then walk your feet forward. So dolphin pose again. So similar to what we just did, lift your right leg up, bend your right knee and open your hip. If you want a little extra, tense your right palm and you can get a little bit extra kind of lift. And you just kind of gaze under your right elbow. That's just if you want a little extra. You have 5 more breaths. Try to stay present, drop that head down. Keep that left hip working back. Slowly come out. We'll drop the knees, and then again, we'll rest the hands back. Small the back. Slowly rolling up, hands to the heart. Another bow forward. And then as you're ready, tuck the toes, walk it on back to that downward facing dog, kind of halfway. And then walk it all the way back. And again, you can bend and straighten, sway. Bend that right knee, or I'm sorry, bend the left knee, straighten the right, peel open, twist, head drops. Stay facing this way, just come up, tip up and back, take a little back arch. Hips are forward, you're just reaching up and back. Cartwheel the hands back down to the floor. Bend your right knee, straighten your left, peel the left arm open. As you're ready, tip up and back. So you kind of stay in that little bit of a twist through your upper back. Hips stay forward. And then cartwheel the hands down to the floor. Come up to a tuck and curl. And then on the exhale, widen your feet. Come into that kind of forward fold malasana. Remember, higher up if you need to. And then for a moment, bring the knees forward and down. You're just kneeling for this one. We're gonna go side to side for a moment. This is just a balancing So focus at the center of your brain and just kind of let your body balance. Like a seesaw, like a pendulum, trying to find that perfect balance. And then lifting up, maybe a little reach back of the chest, or reach up of the chest, reaching back, and then coming down onto your heels. Go ahead and tuck your toes under, come to down dog. That left leg lifts, we bend the knee and roll the left hip. Remember, we had some options here of either just tenting the left palm just to see if that gives you more rotation, or tenting the right palm. And maybe today is the day you reach back and you grab that foot. Again, some days this is not there. So just work with what you have. And then as you're ready, step that left leg wide and forward. And we're going to drop to the hips. Drop the hips down, lift the heart, straighten the left leg. Hips come down and forward, lift the chest, straighten the left leg. And lift the chest, straighten it. Then the next time you straighten it, we're going to take that twist. So first we fold forward and come up to the fingertips, block, totally nice at times, and then peel open and twist. So much like a revolved triangle, but with your knee down. Again, you can look down or relax. Both arms come down. We're going to pivot and turn towards that wide leg forward fold. So this time we're going to be going towards the right leg. So tense your right palm, grab onto the outer right leg. And then again, as you have a tented upper back, a cat back, you turn and twist. So I feel a lot in my rear left shoulder when I do this. Like I get a lot of opening there. So let that kind of open up some space and direct all your awareness to what's happening in this moment if you can. Drop in. Then as you're ready, we're going to turn towards that right foot so that I can have that warrior two, and I'll cartwheel the arms up and around. So here's that archer work. So palms come in, I pull back, and then I offer forward. Pull back. You're shooting that arrow of intention. So we release the past, we free ourselves to offer something more in line with our potential and our capacities. And then as you're ready, come forward, humble. Feel that stretch through your arms. And then pull those elbows back, lift your chest. Nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. And then hands to the floor, step that left knee behind the right knee, and here's a twist. So it can be high, it can be closed in and low. And then as you're ready, we're going to squeeze onto the legs to come up, and then we just come to that fold. So the left leg is behind the right. I can bend the right knee if I need more space. I like to walk over to the right or the left. I like to walk to the right, I think, more on this leg, just to get extra little space in those hips. Let the head go, last few breaths. And then both hands come center. Step your left leg back, step your right leg back. Pause for a moment. And then come forward plank all the way down to your belly. Last time for this, coming onto your forearms. Sphinx pose, just stay for an extra beat. And then rolling up, you can grab onto that clasp if that helps you. Tuck your toes under forearm plank, walk the feet forward. So if you want, you just stay here, second round. Otherwise, lift the leg, bend the knee, roll the hip. And again, I can just stay here and just lift the legs, or I can tent the left palm, or press the palm down, and I can just kind of use the floor to get a little bit more rotation and release of those right hips, the left hip, excuse me. It's whatever works for you. And then slowly take it down, bend your knees, sink on back. Breathe from the base of your spine up to the crown of your head. From the crown of your head, breathe down to the base of your spine. Then take a deep breath, and as you breathe in, hold at the top and feel that red at your base, yet orange at your pelvis, yellow at your belly, green at your heart, blue at your throat. See purple between your eyes and white, and then exhale it all the way down your spine. We'll do that again. Take a deep breath in from the base of your spine, like you're pulling prana in from the base to the crown. Hold at the top and see red at your base, orange at your hips, yellow at your navel, green at your heart, blue at your throat, purple between your eyes, white at the crown, and then exhale it, all the colors fade and merge as you breathe out. Slowly make your way up. And then come seated on something that's comfortable. We'll cross our legs or sit comfortably. Keep a really soft gaze if you can. So this last just little bit of breath is going to pull energy up your entire spine. So we're going to breathe in 8 snips of breath, right? So we just went through the chakra energy center. So we're going to breathe in, we'll breathe in, imagine we're breathing up from the pelvis, or from the root to the pelvis, to the belly, to the heart, to the throat, to the eyes, and then we get to the crown. I want you to visualize white, a luminous light. And then as you exhale, let it all travel back down. So this is visualization. It's using the right side of our brain. So you're just visualizing, but it sounds like this. Sometimes you run out of breath. It's okay. Just do the best you can. But just visualize. We're going to do 4 rounds, okay? So your hands are in Yan Mudra, so thumb and index finger touch. Okay, so empty your breath out. I'm going to talk, but just breathe in those sniffs. Ready? Go. From the base, breathe in a sniff to your pelvis, your belly, your heart, your throat, between your eyes. See white at the crown, hold. Luminous light, and that it flooding down your spine as you breathe out. Do it again. If you forget the centers, just breathe in 7 sniffs. Two more. See that white light flooding every part of your body as you exhale. 1 more round. Really feel that light radiating through all of your body. And then exhale it all the way down. Rub your hands together. And then just hold your hands out heart level, palm facing palm, and try to feel the energy between your hands. And sometimes it goes away or it wanes, but really fine tune your skillfulness to try and hone into still feeling some amount of energy between your palms. You might bring them a little closer, kind of play with that, but really concentrate that energy that you feel between your palms. Like build that energy. Feel it connect to the energy of your heart. Like this energy field. Imagine pouring into this energy those soulful intentions, really opening yourself up to move past the barriers of the past, to find new levels of freedom, of joy, of contentment, of peace in your life. So you're cultivating the energy that you will bring into your days, through every interaction, through all the choices that you make. Just keep visualizing this ball of energy. And then as you're ready, start to extend your arms out and press them out to the side. So fingers pull back, your arms are shoulder height, and feel that energy of your heart, of that magnetic field that you've created, and press it out like it's forming a force shield around you. An impenetrable shield doesn't mean you're blocked out or pushing anything away, but this shield of energy, your resilience, your capacity to be aware is so strong, nothing gets past it. You stay with yourself, empowered, connected, heart-centered. Feel your shoulders melt as your arms get longer and longer as you make that field of energy even more vast. Take another deep breath in. And then exhale, release the hands. And just sit for a moment and feel and connect in. And you can either just stay seated for a little bit, or if you want to go ahead and make your way onto your back. And just really let yourself just rest for a moment in the energy that you've created from your movements, from your awareness, your intentions. And feel those micro shifts that happen. Like sometimes we want these huge, amazing shifts to happen, and sometimes we get lucky and they do, right? And sometimes it's just a micro shift in the way we see something or the way we think about something or our attitude, right? That makes everything change. Slowly but surely. Micro shifts, baby steps. Just imagining almost like a resetting, like a reboot of your brain, of your energy happening just through your breath, through you allowing. Let this eclipse of energy, this portal of energy, it's like an available free download today that you just get to go, I'll take that enhanced energy towards moving me forward, towards deepening the meaning behind my soul's existence, so that I get closer and closer to that truth. So feel free to stay here for longer, to continue just to feel and receive this energy that's available. And especially between now and the next week, when we have that big Jupiter and Saturn conjunction and the winter solstice, this activation energy into a new paradigm, a resetting. And may we be open and willing to free ourselves, to expand ourselves, to be a part of this sustainable and collective change for greater depths of freedom, happiness, joy for all. So take your time. If you want to stay seated, just I bow my head in. I acknowledge all of your efforts to come here. Thank you so much for practicing. Thank you for being such a strong community. The light in me honors the light in you. Take a deep breath in. We're going to do a long sat and a short nam. That mantra translates to I am truth. Truth is my identity. Take a deep breath in. Namaste. Happy